The IDF launches its first full-scale military operation exercises against Iran and its allies. This is reported by the Jerusalem Post. In the exercise, Chariots of Fire, the IDF conducts for the first time exercises, which should prepare soldiers for an attack on Iran. They will involve all units that can only be deployed in the event of rising tensions with Iran. Under Iran's aegis, the Israeli state could come under fire from Yemen, Iraq, and Syria, and that is what Israel is preparing for as part of the exercise. Also today, May 18th, the Israeli defense minister is expected to visit the US, where Washington will be urged to strengthen the American position on Tehran. The Chariots of Fire program will last a full month. Beginning May 15th, it takes place in the Navy. The IDF will test the Marines' ability to move from the conventional to the extraordinary format. On May 31st, Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett released a video message, refuting statements made by Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdollahian during an interview with American political scientist Fareed Zakaria at the World Economic Forum in Davos last week, Israel's Channel 7 reported. The head of Iranian diplomacy then accused Israel of spreading a lot of lies about Tehran's nuclear program. The Israeli Prime Minister responded by hastily refuting the claims made by the Israeli Foreign Minister, citing secret Iranian documents intercepted by the Jewish state. Spreading lies? Come on. I hold in my hands proof of your lies. You see, after Iran stole classified documents from the IAEA, it used this information. Iran created legends to hide evidence to evade detection of its military nuclear research, Bennett said. So how do we know this? Because we got our hands on a plan to deceive Iran a few years ago. And it's right here in my hands. Here it is, in Persian, hundreds of pages with the seal of the Iranian Ministry of Intelligence, explained the Israeli head of government. According to him, there are even handwritten notes on the documents of high-ranking Iranian officials. Iran lied to the world. Iran is lying to the world again right now, and the world must make sure that Iran does not get away with it, he argued. 4 years after Trump announced the U.S. withdrawal from the nuclear agreement with Iran, the Islamic Republic has built up its stockpile of enriched uranium to 3,809.3 kilograms, 18 times the limits set by the Vienna Accords. The amount of uranium available to the Iranians enriched to 20% has reached 238 kilograms and 43 kilograms enriched to 60%. This is already enough to enrich to weapons-grade levels the amount needed to make a nuclear warhead in a short period. Under the terms of the nuclear deal, Iran was allowed to have no more than 202 kilograms of low-enriched uranium, no more than 3.6%. These brilliant results of the policy of Israel and Friends of Israel in the US were reported to the IAEA today. The return of the US and Iran to the terms of the nuclear deal was blocked by the demand of Israel and Saudi Arabia not to remove the IRGC from the list of terrorist organizations. Attempts to resuscitate the deal continue, and meanwhile, Iran is rapidly building up its nuclear resources, primarily its knowledge and technology, which, unlike stocks of enriched uranium, can no longer be destroyed. During his visit to Washington, the head of the Defense Policy Department of the Israeli Defense Ministry already openly told his American counterparts that the cancellation of the nuclear deal was a mistake. But Prime Minister Bennett and Foreign Minister Lapid continue to adhere to the line inherited from Netanyahu. Israel remains opposed to renewing the nuclear agreement.